Dean Stilley here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news, reporting on Dead & Company night 3 in Mexico, I guess night 4 of the event. It's all over. I'm kind of glad. I don't have to feel like I'm missing anything anymore. There's nothing left but a flight home for most. And for the next 2 months, I have to watch people post pictures of the thermometer in their car. Like anybody gives a fuck how cold it is by you. Anyway, the band takes the stage. First thing I notice is Mayer, he's been in Mexico for a week. Doesn't look like he's gotten a stitch of sun. Really, he could hide behind a block of blue cheese. You wouldn't even see him. Maybe he uses incredible sun protection products to keep himself looking beautiful. I don't know. Anyway, they get the whole thing started with Sugar Mags, which is a fine way to get a party started. It was not very fluid, maybe a little bit choppy, a little bit sloppy, but it's Sugar Mags and the party's underway. Bertha's next. I noticed during Bertha, once again, Oteil is prominent in the mix. He's, as this sounds good from home here, the mix was as good as I've heard it. It seems like maybe after 3 years we might have this thing just right. Remember when this thing started, you couldn't hear Jeff. That was damn near a crime. We've had him pretty good for a while now, and now Oteil I think is right where he should be. I thought the mix was really dynamite. MVP of the weekend might be Derek there, killing it on the mix. The sound was really good. They finally learned how to finish Bertha. They finally finished that song right. I don't know if they listened to some old tapes and practiced or what they did, but they finally figured out how to end Bertha. That was refreshing because that's been a train wreck of a song to end since the beginning of this band. They figured it out. You get Good Lovin' next, and the best part of Good Lovin' for me is on the stream, the camera guy, he shows someone's got Bruce Grossman's head on the stick. They got the Bruce Grossman popsicle. So good to see that. Bruce, a great brother that graduated to the next phase of life. Left the planet, I guess about a year ago during Playing in the Sand last year, so it was great to see his picture on a stick on the stream. I'm sure he's floating around in the air making beautiful shit happen for as many people as he can, because that's how Bruce is, and I love him forever. Great to see that. Brown Eyed Women's next. Brown Eyed Women's always going to be a great time for everybody. They were killing it. You get Loser comes up next. I don't think it was the most eventful loser you'll ever come across. A Broadway Bob taking it to Loser. Sugar E up next. Sugar E, you're going to have a good time. They kill it on Sugar E. It was no different tonight. Mayer really taking Sugar E out to the woodshed there and giving it a good whooping. During the Sugar E, loved it. I see my friend Tracy and Dave and Robin. I didn't see Anthony. Maybe he went for churros. That's the wrong time to go for churros. I understand Loser maybe made you think about it, but Sugar E, you want to be back from the churro run. I saw Debbie Viso up there. Listen, y'all are having a blast. When I see you, it makes me happy that you're happy, and I'm just thrilled that everybody's so fucking happy. Anyway, U.S. Blues comes after that. I can't say that one was the most eventful, U.S. Blues, and then you get Sunshine Daydream to close the set. That's cool. Open it up with Sugar Mags. Close the set with Sunshine Daydream. Little sandwich you made out of that is nice. Sunshine Daydream, they figured out how to end Bertha. They forgot how to end Sunshine Daydream. That one just, it's like a car running out of gas and they just let it roll until it stops. That's kind of the way Sunshine Daydream ended. Sunshine Daydream usually has a pretty good ending. Fanning the strings and Billy hitting shit and Mickey waving those dildos around, and they usually kill the end of that Sunshine Daydream. Not so much this time around. It just kind of petered out, just ran out of gas, and they let it roll into the field where it died. During intermission, I had to check on shit at the house. Went and saw what the kids are up to around here, making sure everything's still intact, and we were all just fine. I'm sure you were concerned. I don't know if the women were twirling fire. I don't know. I didn't catch that, so I don't know if you all had that again or not, but if you did, I missed it. Listen, we kind of know what we're going to hear. We know the band's repertoire by now. We know the things that are kind of their favorites. We know what we're going to hear. If you're guessing songs tonight, you're no genius. I mean, it's pretty clear they're going to come out, they're going to open up with Scarlet Fire. And that's exactly what they did. Scarlet Fire was great. I thought Mayer's jams throughout that were outstanding. His interplay with everybody and really just bending music and time, and he's getting better all the time, and he's learning how to make it fall apart. And really, really good job throughout Scarlet and Fire. Dark Star's next, and Dark Star gets groovy, and it's a full moon and a blood moon and a wolf moon and it's every kind of lunar eclipse. There's all this weird shit happening all on one night. And perfect time to drop Dark Star, and Dark Star was groovier than a motherfucker, and Jeff and John just really throughout the weekend just totally connecting. Dark Star no different. They were doing musical body shots off each other. Really at one point during Dark Star I thought John had gone to sit on Jeff's lap while he played. It was something. Althea comes next. That's a surprise, you know, from Dark Star. John doing his best with that one. Maybe not the greatest Althea, some vocal liberties that weren't the smoothest, but the jams were good, the song was good. They finish up the Dark Star, you get the second verse, so you get Dark Star, Althea, Dark Star. It's a night of sandwiches, and that second sandwich, that's a good motherfucker, as good as the first. So, Dark Star, Althea, Dark Star. Really, you think just let the guys start banging on shit now, go to drums? Nope, you get the whole theme song for the weekend, you get playing. You knew you had to get that. The whole weekend's named after it. Probably feel almost obligated to play that tune. And play it they did. The playing was just fine. They didn't seem to really cheat it too bad. Being that it's kind of like an extra tune thrown in there, seemed like they did a fine job with it. Drums, Oteil's out for drums, and really those guys are just having a blast out there, beating on a multitude of things. They were whipping up everything they have, and they got a lot of shit back there. And Mickey spent a lot of time creating that mood. Him and Oteil bonded big time, jamming together during drums. Mickey goes on the beam. I love the beam. It gives the subwoofer here a good workout as it's just deep and low and powerful and clear, and that was good stuff. Always enjoy that. We get Space. No surprise, out of Space you're going to get the other one. The other one twisted and turned just fine as it does, and with the full moon and the blood moon and the wolf moon and the go fuck yourself moon and the lunar eclipse and all the rest of the shit that was going on, Standing on the Moon. You don't have to be a genius to figure that shit out. You get Standing on the Moon. That's Broadway Bob giving it to you. The first, he got a little bitty case of the Be With Yous. I like when they get really intense and they start screaming about him, and so I thought they were over, and he came back. He tried another one or two, tried to drop another one or two in there to make it a little bit extra. Casey Jones was next. Fine way to close the show. I don't know, Casey Jones, to me, that train maybe needed a little more cocaine. I don't know, maybe that's the theme of this weekend. I think I said cocaine 2 or 3 times. That's strange. Anyway, Casey Jones finishes it off. You know, you're not to come out for the encore, and you know, it's the full moon and the wolf moon and the lunar eclipse and the blood moon and all this shit. So you figure you're gonna get werewolves, probably. You know, they sound check that, so that's no surprise that you're gonna hear that. They come out to give you Eyes. You get the whole shebanger there for the encore. You get Eyes, and they didn't abbreviate it because it was an encore. They gave it the full treatment. That Eyes, boy, Oteil threw that Eyes. That right there is musical genius. He slayed the hell out of that. They always do a wonderful job on that, but really Oteil shined on his solos throughout Eyes. You get Werewolves next. Once again, Broadway Bob on Werewolves. I don't know. I'm not sure. He remember all the 11 and William Tell and shit, but Werewolves he just can't figure that shit out. Anyway, everybody got to howl under a full moon and sing along with Werewolves. That's a great time. the thing ends. I thought it was a good night, maybe a great night for some. I'm sure if you were there, the best show ever, you know, for some people, because that's how they feel about every damn thing. But all in all, just a great weekend in Mexico. Really good sign of things to come for summer. Before you know it, we'll blink and we'll be in big stadiums and we'll be hot again and sweating and breaking it down all over the place. So I look forward to seeing you out there on the road somewhere. Thanks for following. Love you long time. See you soon.